Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I am solving a question that was asked on the Power BI community forum. So what the user wants to do is they have this data set which contains size, location and the total sales made on that given day for any product. So we have product name and the date. So what the user wants to do is if there is a selection over the slicer on the dates column, they want to rank the product by the total sell in that given period. So if I have selected 9th of March, you can see that product 1 has been given the rank 1 and product 3 gets a rank 2. And if I select another period, then there is a ranking for all the products that we have 1, 2, 3. And if I make a selection over another time period, you can see that now product 1 gets the rank 1 and product 3 gets the rank 2. So let's get started and I will show you how we can create a measure that is going to dynamically rank these products with the filter that we have on the dates column. Okay, so I have removed that measure from the model so that we can start from the scratch, and I'm going to remove the filters from the date column on the date slicer, and let's create a new measure and I'm going to name it as product rank. So the first thing that we need to do is retrieve the current product that we have in the filter context. So I'm going to create a new variable and I'm going to name it as current product, and let's zoom in a little bit. So the first variable will just a selected value over the product name column. So we have main product name, and let's return the variable so that we can see whatever we are doing in the visual current product. So this is a great tip for debugging your DAX code, so that I would suggest that you split your code into multiple variables so that you can see at each step what is the DAX code is returning. So let's drag this measure into the matrix. So you can see that we have the same product name for each row of that matrix. And so the next variable that we need to create is we need to identify the total sales that has been made for the current product that we have in the filter context in the time period that we have selected in the slicer. So I'm going to name it as total sell at current product. So it will be basically a calculate over total sell, and then what we are going to do is we are going to inject a filter over the product name column by using main product name, and then I'm going to compare it against the current product that we have retrieved from the filter context. And then we need to remove filters from the whole main table except the column which is the dates table, so that when we are filtering over the dates, that column is not getting removed from the filter context. So I'm going to write all except main date. So it all except will remove all the filters from the main table except the one that is on the dates table. And now we need to restore the filter over the dates table, so that for that we are going to use all selected main date. And let's close this and let's try to return what this variable is going to answer this. So I can use total sell at current product after the return statement, and let's confirm the measure. And you can see that for product 1 we get the total of that product, the total sell of that product. So we have 20 plus 20 which is 40, then we have 30 which is 70, and then you add 10, it becomes 80. And similarly for other products as well, the total sales has been summed, but it has been broken down by the product name. And if I make a selection over the slicer, you can see that we get the total sell for that given period, and if I select another period, then we get total sell which is 20 plus 30 and then 9 plus 3. So this is what we wanted to achieve. And let's go back to our measure and let's write more code. So the next variable that we need to create is var total sell each product. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a list of all the products that we have visible in that given period based on the slicer selection, and then we are going to add the total sell against each of those products. So let me show you how we are going to do that. So it will be simply a calculate table over add columns, and then I'm going to retrieve the product name from the main table. So I can use values main product name, and then I only need to do is add another extended column in this values main product table, and I can name it as total cells. And then in the row context, I can call my total measure that will initiate the context transition, and then we can close our add columns. And similarly, as we have done in the previous variable, what we need is we need to remove all the filters using all except from the main table, except the filter from the dates table. So I can write main date, and then I can use all selected to restore the shadow filter context from the slicer, and I can write main date, and let's close our calculate table. Now what we need to do is filter the products that are greater than or equal to the sales of the current product. So for that I'm going to write rank current cell. So there is no actual meaning of this variable. It is up to you if you want to rename it. So it will be simply a filter over total cell each product, which is this third variable, and then I'm going to compare in row context the total cells, and this column is basically the extended column that we have created inside add columns. And I'm going to do a boolean operation, which would be simply if this total cells is greater than or this the second variable that we have written. So if it is greater than that, it will retrieve a list of values, and then we are going to count those values, and that's how we are going to get our ranking. And let's create another variable which would be simply var result, and then all I need to do is just simply count rows over rank current cell, and then I can return my variable. And let's confirm the measure, and you can see that in the time period that we have selected on in the slicer, the product 1 gets a ranking of 1 and product 3 gets a ranking of 2 based on the sales that is available in the current filter context in the current time period. And if I change the selection, you can see product 1 gets rank 1, product 3 gets rank 2. Let's see in another time period, since there is only one value visible in 12th of March, we only see one rank. And let's remove the selection from the slicer and see if everything is working or not. So you can see that 5 plus 8 is 13, and then 9 plus 3 plus 4 is 16. So that's why product 3 is getting the rank of 2 and product 2 gets the rank of 3, and product 1 is the highest amongst them all, so it gets the rank of 1. Now all that needs to be done is just simply remove that ranking from the grand total, because at the grand total the ranking doesn't make any sense. And before that, let me just show you what will happen when we remove that ranking from the grand total. Because if you remember in my previous ranking video, I told you that if you can actually remove the ranking from the grand totals, you can actually optimize your measure. So before making any change to code, let's enable the performance analyzer and start recording, and click on refresh visual. Let's copy the query and go to the DAX Studio, and I can paste my code. Let's remove everything that we do not need that is being generated for the purpose of generating the data points on that visual, and I can turn on the server timing. Let's wait for a second. So now let's go to the server timings tab and make sure that we have selected clear cache then run option, and let's hit F5, and you can see that it generates 5 storage engine queries. And let's go back to Power BI for a second, and I'm going to show you what happens when we try to remove that rank from the grand total. So let's close that performance analyzer, and what we can do is expand this measure, and all I need to write is if is in scope main product name, and basically is in scope checks that if the column that we have provided is being used by the visual for grouping. And I can indent my code a little bit, and then let's close the if statement and confirm the measure, and you can see that the ranking has now disappeared from the grand total. But let's go back to DAX Studio and see if that has had any impact on the overall execution of the code. So if I hit F5, you can see that the storage engine queries has now been reduced to the 4, and this is because now at the grand total the DAX engine tries to calculate roll up group and roll up add is subtotal. But if you can eliminate that calculation, you can optimize your code a little bit. And so that was all for this video, and let me know in the comment sections what you think, and I will see you in the next one.